Hey, welcome everyone to another consumer tech advice video. And this is going to be talking about Bose doing the right thing and open sourcing one of their smart speakers. Now, if you want to see the written version of this video, you can find a link to my website in the video description. So not too long ago, I had made a video about how buying smart home products can be regrettable because we're starting to finally enter a stage where it's been several years since smart home products were introduced. So we're starting to see a lot of big names being dropped out. Like some Nest thermostats are no longer supported by Google, some Wemo devices, and of course in the video that I posted back just over a month ago, one of them was Bose smart speaker. And I talked about how, the speaker support is being yanked and a lot of the smart control functionality is being yanked out. And these were expensive. They were $600 USD, which comes out to, probably like $900 Canadian, which is ridiculously expensive. And they released in 2013. So, they're 12 years later, they're just like, yeah, we're going to drop all smart technology with it. So I guess the backlash from the online community must have been too large because I was one of them clearly as I complained about this on behalf of consumers. And Bose has, taken a step back and said, hey, that we're basically going to push the end of life date from February of 2026 here back until May, which isn't a big deal because that doesn't really help consumers. Like, what's an extra 3 months at that point? The big deal is that they're emailing the documentation to the customers that own this product. And they can look up the API documentation. They're basically making it open source. Now, this is great because this is a huge step towards supporting customers and showing you care about customers. I'm not a developer. I don't know how to go through the API documentation, which is included on this webpage. But yeah, they've open sourced it and they're like, here, you can go through for yourself. And to, some additional points about this, I guess because the backlash was so strong, according to this Engadget article, it made a couple of other changes to make life a bit easier for SoundTech owners. The speakers will be able to use AirPlay and Spotify Connect after end of life, which have been in doubt, and the app will also continue to work in a stripped down format. This is fantastic. This is a huge step in the right direction, but there's two problems with this. First is that this video that I posted, let's see what was the actual date. The video I posted was November 25th, which is a month and a half ago, and that news was reported even prior to that. So it took them over 2 months to realize this is a bad idea, stopping support for a smart speaker that people paid a lot of money for. They basically bought a product that they will not own fully. And when I say that is that they didn't own the smart capabilities because if Bose decides to drop it, it stops working. So customers don't truly own the speaker and all of its capabilities. They only owned a portion, with the rest being owned by Bose. So you have people going through, a couple of months of anguish and, being angry and saying the speaker's a piece of garbage. So you've caused distraught and anger for a lot of people and frustration. Some of those people might have went to some sort of online marketplace and sold it to someone else thinking, I don't want the speaker anymore. I loved it, but if it's not going to work properly the way I want, what's the point? So they might not own it anymore. Some people, when they see something, this speaker's 12 years old, they have money to burn. I kid you not, people do this. They're going to throw it in the trash. It happens all the time. It's unfortunate e-waste. Instead of donating it to charity, I kid you not, people just throw it in the trash. You'd be surprised how many times you hear about that. So people no longer have these speakers. I'm sure some people who owned this heard about this and got rid of it in spite. And now they probably regret it. The next problem is that just because they did this doesn't mean Bose is a good company. Now, I did a review, according to YouTube, was it 2 years ago, on the Bose Quiet Comfort. And what I basically said was that I was comparing it to the Bose QC45, okay? The reason I compared them is because the Quiet Comfort was a direct upgrade of the QC45. This is when I used to review headphones like crazy, headphones and earbuds. And I made a direct comparison because one was a successor to the other, but the problem was that they were almost identical in every way. So if you watch the conclusion of that video, let's hear what I had to say back then. So I'm gonna ask the same question I did in the unboxing video at the beginning of this video. Why do these exist? In terms of the hardware, physical design, the way they look, the way they're structured, the music performance, the noise canceling performance, the app, almost everything is identical to the QC45. So Bose, why do these exist? It doesn't make any sense to pay this hefty price tag. To be honest, this actually works out for the consumer in one big regard. The QC45, which has the same shortcomings, is now cheaper than ever because these were released. So buyer beware, don't get these, maybe jump for the QC45, and hey, you got some pretty decent headphones at a pretty decent price. Everything was identical. So the question really was, I kept asking, why do they exist? And I kind of just overlooked it, but I'll say it now. The reason Bose had released the Quiet Comfort over the QC45 was very simple when you logic it all down. If everything's exactly the same, but the color of the headphones is slightly different from the old version, It was the perfect excuse for Bose to increase the price because that's what they did. They released the exact same headphones, made the color and design slightly different, but everything else is identical in terms of performance, but increased the price. It was the perfect excuse for Bose to increase the price because it's a new model when it's the exact same thing. So to say, Bose did this great thing with this open source thing, it's a step in the right direction. But I feel like they have a whole mountain to climb and get to where all the other customers are and be like, we're sorry. So don't think Bose is your friend. All they did was decide to stop investing in a product that they released and screw over customers. And only after hearing the backlash from customers did they realize, whoa, this is a bad idea. And then headphones like this, they released and just purposely increased the price just to screw over customers, hoping people wouldn't realize. But I did. And I mentioned to all the people that watched this video. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, check out my website link in the video description. Hit the like button, it does help. Subscribe, it literally helps my channel grow. And maybe if you want to, hit the super thanks button, which is that little heart icon down below of this video, because I'm recording this after hours, after work. And that's pretty much a wrap.